Coogan Cassius for IFL TV here. We're in the Europa Hotel here in Belfast, ahead of This Is Belfast with Carl Frampton tomorrow night, fighting on the bill Ryan Burnett. With me I've got his trainer Ricky Hatton. How are you, Ricky?
I'm great, yeah.
You well?
Yeah, lovely, great to
Come
be
back
in.
on the cards, Ricky?
No, not really, not unless it's against you.
No?
Not unless it's against you. But no, Belfast's getting like a bit of a second home really. I trained 3 lads from Belfast, Anthony Upton, Sonny Upton and Ryan Burnett, who's obviously on the Frampton undercard, so spending a lot of time over here in Ireland, you know, so it's and Belfast is a buzz at the minute with how Carl Frampton's flying, so it's great to be involved in it all.
Absolutely. Ryan Burnett, this is will be his 5th fight. How do you think he's progressed since turning pro, Rick?
Absolutely brilliant. You know, he had a fantastic he had a fantastic amateur career. You know, when you find people that have a massive successful amateur career, when they go into the pros, they're a little bit bouncy, 100 mile an hour. You know, but he's in just 4 fights, he's turned into a real solid all-round professional. You know what? He's planting his feet more now. His movement is good. He's sitting down on his punches. I've been actually doing a bit of sparring with him. You know, so teaching him, you know, the infighting part of the game. So he's coming on really, really well. He's so talented. And being a bantamweight, there's not that many bantamweights out there. I think he's already 5th in Britain and 14 in Europe. So you know, the hardest thing will be trying to keep the brakes on him and not let him off the leash too soon. But you know, if you're good enough, you're good enough. But I've learned a lot in boxing, that I'll know the right time when to let him off the leash. But his progress has been phenomenal, and we thank Carl Frampton and Barry McGuigan at Cyclone Promotions for giving him the opportunity to appear on Belfast's biggest stage, you know, with what Carl's doing.
What can you tell us about the opponent he's facing tomorrow night?
Forgive me for he's from Bulgaria. I forget the pronunciation of his name, but it's another good style for Ryan to deal with. You know, he's someone that's always on the move. You know what I mean? Ryan's for pretty much people that have stood there and had a fight with him. And if you stand there and have a fight with Ryan, because he's very, very strong and talented, he's generally got him out of there quick. But this is a different style for him to deal with. He's always on the move, this opponent, pulls his head out of range, you know, very, very good. So it's going to be interesting for me as his coach, you know, to see how he adapts to a change of style of opponent, if you like. So, but no, he's ticking every box as far as I'm concerned. He's proving his heart, his stamina, his conditioning, his chin, you know, and if he continues the way he's going, there's no reason why, and this is probably high praise, there's no reason why he can't be where Carl is in a few years. He's that good, honestly.
Huge night here in Belfast for Carl Frampton tomorrow. It's the final eliminator for the mandatory slot at the WBC title. So Carl Frampton's nearly there, isn't he?
He can't afford any slip-ups, and Carl is a throwback. You know, he doesn't do no bad mouthing. He's a very, very humble guy. He's appearing at the top level. I mean, he's #1 WBC. You know, when you don't need me to tell you, when you're #1, you know that means you fight for the world title next. So he didn't, in theory, he didn't need to fight the #2. This fella, this Mexican Cazares, is ranked #2 WBC. So Carl's not doing it the easy way. You know, trying to fluke a title shot. If you're not, he's done it at the right stage. He's at the right stages. He's moved up in quality of opposition as he's gone along, and before he fights for the world title, you know, as if we didn't know that Carl was world class. I think Friday that will certainly put all the doubts to rest when he beats the #2 in the WBC. So no, you know, it's great, and it's great to be involved in Belfast boxing and training Ryan Burnett and 2 other Belfast lads, because Belfast is a boom at the minute, you know, for what Carl's doing.
I want to talk to you about Lucas Browne, who fights in Sheffield on the 26th of April, and you know, what's happening with Lucas? He's obviously, his name's always been touted as opponents for this person and that person. You know, how good do you think Lucas is?
Well, I think he's exceptional. I mean, his record, you know, he's I think, forgive me, I think he's 20 unbeaten and 19 knockouts. You know, he's hugely exciting. He's ranked 11 by the WBC. You know, so he has a great world ranking. So in having that world ranking, you know, it's very important that we make the right moves at the right time. He's been linked with Tyson Fury, with this guy, with that guy, and we're not. I think I speak for Lucas. We're not scared of matching him in with anyone. But he's in a wonderful position now. He fights for the Commonwealth heavyweight title. I mean, with that win, he'll go into the top 10, and I'm hoping maybe the top 5. So if he gets in the top 5 in the world, you know, he's right in the line for fighting the top man in the division. You know, so it's about making the right moves at the right time for him. You know, we've kept him busy. gets that Commonwealth title round his waist, goes into the top 5, and then he's on the brink then, isn't he, for something to happen. And you know, Lucas Browne has a chance against anybody. You know, he hits you. It don't matter who you are. You know, you're going to go to sleep. He's a ferocious puncher, and I think it's exciting. You know, in the heavyweight division, I think the heavyweight division is getting a bit of pace now, isn't it? Tyson Fury's doing well. We've got Tyson Fury versus Chisora. You know, you've got David Price making a comeback. You know, and Lucas, I would like him in the mix with all of them. I wouldn't fear him matching him with anyone, but because he's got such a high world ranking, it's very important that we make the right fight at the right time for him.
I know you've been asked about this before, but recently announced, obviously, Amir Khan's opponent for May the 3rd is your old foe, Luis Collazzo. What are your thoughts on that, Ricky? Is it a dangerous fight for Amir?
It's an extremely dangerous fight, knowing how Amir fights. You know what I mean? You've got to. This is the reason why we love Amir. He's never in a dull fight. You know what I mean? And sometimes he's got all the boxing ability and talent and speed under the sun, but sometimes he likes to go to war with people. And if I can give Amir, he's my pal, any bit of advice, I wouldn't go to war with this guy. I mean, he's a southpaw. He's very strong. He hits very hard, but even though he's a southpaw, you know, I wouldn't say he's a talented boxer. I never struggled hitting him. You know, I never struggled finding the target. And I think with Amir's speed and boxing ability, I think if Amir uses his head, you know, so there's plenty of movement, uses his hand speed, uses his boxing ability, I think Amir could win quite comfortably. But if the Amir turns up that fought Garcia and fought Pedersen and fought the kid that he got knocked out by first, he's. You know, it doesn't need me to tell him. He could probably get beat. You know what I mean? He needs to use his assets, his speed, his boxing ability, his movement, and everything like that, and he'll win the fight comfortable for me. But the minute he stands there and has a bit of a trade, there's one thing I noticed when I moved up £7 was a difference in strength. I could throw people around at 10 stone. I couldn't at 10-7, and I was physically, that was my main attribute. You know, I'm not saying I'm as talented as Amir, but I was stronger than Amir, and I found it difficult. So Amir's got to use what he's good at, use his speed, use his boxing ability. The minute he stands there, he could find himself in a bit of trouble. But I think Amir will win it on points.
I mean, Collazzo's coming off the back of that great knockout over Victor Ortiz, but the fight that you fought years ago, which was quite some time ago now, wasn't it, compared to who Amir's fighting, what do you think there's going to be a difference there?
Well, you know, but you know, when you think about it, you know, I was shocked the other day that Luis Collazzo is only 32. You know, so he's not as, you know, long in the tooth as maybe you thought. Well, he fought me a good few years ago. He's still only 32, so that's a decent age. And you know, you look at his record. He's had 5 defeats, and I think the defeats are like from, you know, me, Andre Berto, Shane Mosley, all top draw level fighters, you know. So you've got to respect Amir for taking on this challenge. You know what I mean? He's, you know, a former world champion. Just knocked out Victor Ortiz. You know, that's why we love Amir Khan, isn't it? Because he's not scared of a challenge. But I think it's one of them fights where if he uses his head, he'll win it comfortably. If he uses his heart, he could be in trouble.
Can you still see a potential fight between Khan and Mayweather?
Absolutely, 100%. I think if he fights and beats Luis Collazzo, I think he would have deserved it.
Okay. Are you still 10 stone 7?
Pardon?
Are you still 10 stone 7?
Which arse cheek are we talking about? No, not really. But okay. But yeah, I've no comebacks on the game. My next aim is to bring the champions of the future through, like young Burnett, who's on weekend.
Absolutely. All right, Ricky, Adam, thanks for talking to IFL TV, and we look forward to the weigh-in now and then tomorrow night fight night.
Pleasure, mate.